This place is merely a shadow of things that have gone before. You must leave what you see behind if you are ever to find the way forward.
But how? There are no more pendants. No other ways to escape. Aku's power between time is too great.
Power over others is weakness disguised as strength. Aku knows you have true power within you. It is your destiny. That is why he must break your spirit. It is the only way he can keep you trapped. I will not let him succeed.
Here we go.
You know how much I love that Nintendo Switch!
What's going on, Switch fam? It is your boy QKG, and today we're getting down with Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, which is actually available on every single platform. And today we're going to be reviewing the Nintendo Switch version. I mostly played a lot in portable mode, and when I got some gameplay, of course, I had to play in TV mode. So I kind of got a feel for how both games look when you play them in handheld and also in TV mode. And also, this game is a little special to me, mainly just because your boy, I used to be walking around my house when I was young, a young whippersnapper, walking around my house, tying my sheet around my body to try to make what his actual samurai getup is, bro. Like, I used to be really heavy into that show, and I loved it. And I loved it when it came back. So when they were making the game, and I heard it was actually the developers that did the Ninja Gaiden combat, your boy hopped all over this. So let's go ahead and jump into this review. So Samurai Jack, you are thrown into various different moments within the Samurai Jack timeline, and the mission structure reminds me a lot of how Devil May Cry feels, mainly when it comes down to it's going to give you a chunk of story in the beginning of your mission, and then it's going to kind of set the pace for what your mission style is going to go for, and then in the end it's going to grease you with a nice little cutscene at the end to keep the story flowing. And with this game being a hack and slash, man, this game is combo heaven. This game, you're going to have 4 different weapon slots, and it kind of has that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild feel when you have different weapons that break. So you can't just select a certain different weapon type, blow through the game, and you're solid and you're good. You're going to have to end up either taking the weapons out of the enemy's hands. So if you actually use Samurai Fist in the game, which he freaking throws hands, you actually can run up on the enemy when they're low enough, where you grab them and actually takes their melee weapon out of their hand, and boom, it's in your inventory now. So man, I can't even lie, man, I'm digging this skill tree. So you're going to get 3 different sections. You're going to get your vitality, your combat, and then also your mobility tree. So if it's anything in the mobility tree like high jumps or double jumps is going to be there. Of course, you're going to get different combo combinations in your combat tree, and vitality, of course, is either going to be getting, you know, more skill points or Bushido spirit points from killing enemies, and just also, you know, having you know, more of a stronger health bar kind of thing. So the way they did the skill tree, so instead of you just burning through the game and, you know, just getting a bunch of skill points and, you know, some Bushido spirit, instead they're actually going to have certain abilities actually locked behind what they're going to call like certain jewels. So you're going to have, you might have like a Desert Oasis jewel that may be required for one skill, and some skills might not even require a jewel. It's just some of those better skills that you're going to encounter throughout your skill tree. They may require some type of jewel, which you get in chests, which are pretty much all over the place. So the way this game is set up, it's set up for you to run through it multiple different times. So that is adding more to its replayability, with it already having a great combat system and adding in that good skill tree and a big weapon selection, especially when it comes down to your inventory, is ridiculous, dude. That skill tree and just any of those combos, trust me, this game's got it covered for you. So with you having 4 different weapons to choose from and having a big inventory for you to store those weapons, it, like I said, it has that kind of Breath of the Wild feel where you have to pick up weapons and they will break on you if you use them too much. And I did enjoy the pole arms quite a lot, and the axes were definitely fun. And of course your magic sword is never going to break at all, because that's, you know, it's magic sword, never going to break. And then there's one thing that's pretty cool. So your super move that you're going to use within the game is kind of like a Kai burst. So if you look at your health bar, you're going to see a gray flame being built up, and the more of those red spirit orbs that you pick up, it's actually going to glow red, and whenever you're ready to use it, you would push both analog sticks in and he would release his super move. And depending on if you have pole arm, sword, samurai fist, axe, whatever, that's what will be different. The axe and, you know, the bigger, heavier hammers, they'll kind of do like a big, loud, like slam onto the ground, have a big shockwave. And then the pole arms, you're just doing some of the most insane pole combos there are. And then your sword, of course, I mean, you're going to see me do it multiple times throughout this review. So whenever it has those moments, it gets really, really hyped. And whenever they just have a moment where they just dump a bunch of enemies in there, they may not be the strongest enemies. They'll have like a mix of them. You might have some of the weaker enemies here with some stronger ones, but they'll crowd them in there with you. And that's when it feels so epic, when you're just dashing through enemy to enemy, blocking some here and there, because it's very fast paced. And having the different difficulties, you can run through it first on normal mode, and if you feel like that's too short, or if it's not challenging enough for you, that's when you can bump up to some of those higher difficulties to where you're going to get your fill. So no matter if you're somebody who's not that combo heavy and you just want to enjoy the game, feel free to play the game in easy mode. You'll definitely have a blast with the game. And if you're somebody that just wants to enjoy the game at first, kind of get warmed up, definitely start off on normal. But if you think you got all the juice, definitely go ahead and you can go with the max difficulty if you want. But you have plenty of options. And then they kind of encourage you to do that. So when you replay through different sections, they'll show you, like, if you have like two stars here, 2 stars here, or, you know, 4 stars there, it shows you, you know, how many stars that you can get. So pretty much you're playing the 9 stages 4 different times each if you really need to, or mainly just probably 3 different times each if you start off on normal. So it gives you a lot of replayability. And then the missions are actually not bad. The mission structure and then the visuals, especially on Switch, I mean, even though I know some people may have been a little bit worried about the art style, because I know when I first looked at it, at first I was like, this feels very bulgy and bulky. But then again, it kind of matches what the show's art style is. So when I got more into the game, I was like, yo, this game actually looks really good. And when I played it in handheld mode, in the scene where I'm in the desert running, I don't know what it was, but it looked beautiful in handheld mode using those freaking Hori Split Pad Pro, which those controllers, oh my god, they're the best. But anyway, when you mix all of those elements, it creates an addictive game if you're somebody that wants to be immersed within that universe. So everything in general, when it comes down to Samurai Jack, I'm just going to end this review off by saying this game is an absolute fire. Not even just because I enjoy the series. Like, if this game was done horribly wrong, I would have had issues with it, and I definitely would have critiqued it for you. Because whenever it comes down to certain things like that, with certain things you enjoy, I was looking for things to really be upset about. And then there were times where I would try to burn through the game too fast, and I would hit that hump, and I'm like, I'm having a really difficult time right now. So when I went back and maybe played a mission or two, I was able to get some of my inventory up, because the same chests and stuff that you opened the first time, they don't stay open when you go back in that mission. You have to reopen those chests, so you can end up getting, you know, some different jewels, or getting, you know, your Haggies, or your hot water, you know, any type of health consumables. So you can, it encourages you to keep playing those missions over and over. I know the game definitely has 9 missions. I'm not gonna lie, that may have been the only thing I wish there was probably at least a few more missions to play through, because 9 definitely felt like it was short. And if you're somebody who is a beast in this game, you can just blow through all the stages like that. So I would definitely love to see any type of DLC hit this game. I would love to see some new stages, or, you know, maybe like some challenge modes, or, you know, even, you know, more weapons, whatever. I don't care if there's anything that you can build on this game. If it's possible, I would definitely be all in for it and love to see it. But then this game is also priced pretty decent. It's not a $60 game, it's $40. So I was like, that's pretty freaking good. I'm like, you know, I didn't feel cheated. I didn't feel like it was too much. I felt like it was perfectly priced. So when it comes down to this game, it is just absolute fire. I recommend it 100%. If you're somebody who loves action RPGs, you know, hack and slash, you're gonna love this game. And especially if you're somebody who enjoyed the Samurai Jack series, you're really gonna have a good time with this game. So, and then also, you don't even have to watch the series to really understand what's going on. You can be somebody that's never seen or heard of the show, but if you like what this game has to offer and you jump in, you'll pretty much get caught up to what the show was about and everything and all that shit that Haku was on. So, yeah. pretty much all in all, I really enjoyed this game, man. So I would love to thank you guys for tuning into this review. And as always, make sure you leave your comments down below on what you want me to review next or anything you think on this game. And we can chop it up, and also on my Discord as well, boy. I will leave that link in the description down below, where all we do is just post links, chop it up like homies, and talk games. So I would love to thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy QKG. Peace out.
For Samurai Jack!